Hi guys, and welcome back to my show. I fired Ella. So it's
Hello.
just me talking.
Hello. I was not fired.
No, just canceled.
I got realness, I just know shit cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got talk, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got enough, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Tea Time Jamie. Okay, so while Ella does TikTok dances, let's start with a few definitions to clarify some things for people.
Okay, here's my PowerPoint.
Why didn't we bring this up like from the freaking beginning? Like, why did we waste all that goddamn time before? Okay, I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Grace. I feel like there's more tension in this episode than there has ever been.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've gotten...
because it's hot outside. We still love each other. Don't worry. We're not breaking up anytime soon. We've only...
Am I your boyfriend?
No, you know how like on Call Her Daddy, like there's tension and they like broke up and whatever?
Am I a daddy?
No, I am.
Okay.
I'm daddy. Call me
Hi, Daddy.
I
hated that so much.
Put that in the show.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, next.
And back to the regular scheduled programming. What is the difference between race, ethnicity, and culture? Race.
Oh, so I'm defining race?
Yes.
Okay. Race is a social construct that categorizes humans by heritable physical characteristics such as skin color, hair, and facial features.
Ethnicity, however, means belonging to a group that shares characteristics such as language, religion, culture, or country of origin.
And culture is defined as language, customs, traditions, rituals, and beliefs, dress, and art that are all similar.
Yes. And so, like, to give an example, like, black is a race, but then within that, the different ethnicities are African American, like Caribbean, like African from the continent of Africa, and like, I don't know, like in a subset of that, like, I don't know, Nigerian, South African, all those,
Ghanaian. Don't forget about Ghana.
Don't forget about Ghana. Prempeh.
Congo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And this relates specifically to being, I feel like I've said this so many times, but I feel like this is a bit.
For all the people in the back that didn't hear it the first 20,000 times, I was gonna say it again.
Okay. So being mixed race, is an example of something called a border identity, which basically means that you do not clearly fit into like the binary model of oppressed / targeted or oppressor / the advantage. So like, for example, being biracial or multiracial, you are neither granted the, like, let's say you're white and like a race of color, then you're neither granted the privileges of being fully white, but you're not like oppressed usually to the extent that like the like a minority identity would be.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yes.
This is like something, like, yes, like people identify, like I've just been thinking about this a lot and I just need to say it. Like, people identify as like biracial or like this or that or like, I don't know, like however they want to identify, but like in our society, like people don't take like a lot of time to like stop and think about it, because like a lot of people assume that one of my parents is white and they're just not.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I was just thinking about that, and like, you identify one way, but the way someone else identifies you can be like totally different.
I agree, like
just because of the way like you present yourself.
Like, I'm always like mistaken for like Brazilian or like, I'm spoken Spanish too, and I just don't know how to respond.
Yeah, I'm like, no hablo español.
Yeah, and like literally like random people like I don't know about you, but like will come up to me in stores and be like, "What are you?" And I'm like,
they ask me
"Excuse
like,
me."
"Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, New York," and they're like, "No,
Where are you
really
from? And it's like, oh well, here's the tea.
So basically, like, my grandfather was from Spain, and then he went to Jamaica and married a Jamaican woman. Like, I'm not explaining my whole heritage in aisle 7 of the grocery store.
Period.
Thank you.
Okay, so now what does it mean to be light-skinned, and what's the difference?
Okay, well, being light-skinned has to do with, like, your complexion. It has nothing to do with, like, whether you're biracial or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, like, someone can have, like, 2 black parents and, like, they can have light skin.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can have, like, a white parent and a black parent, and they can, like, even be dark-skinned. Like, it doesn't always have a correlation.
Exactly. So yeah, it's more of just it's not like your race, it's just like
Your complexion. The way the sun hits your skin. Do you burn or do you tan?
or do you both?
I just specifically remember coming back after summer and someone's like, "Oh my god, Jenica, my skin's darker than yours." You look like the Krusty Krab right now. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Krabs.
Anyway,
Colorism. Yeah.
Colorism is basically discrimination based on the color of your skin.
And it is a form of prejudice or discrimination, usually for members of the same race, in which people are treated differently based on the social implications from cultural meanings attracted to the skin color.
Attached.
I can't read. Attached to the skin color, but also it's not just like
It's not also within the same race.
It's
like it applies to everyone. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with like the media. And
for sure. I don't know. For example, like in modeling or like in advertisement, like you usually only see like light-skinned people who are supposed to be like the diversity shots, or like are only, I don't know, like they're supposed to be representative of like all black or like all mixed black and white people, and that is just not okay because there is a whole range of skin colors. A spectrum.
Even though it's not even represented in like the media, and even like makeup brands, like they don't have shades for every skin color and complexion. And some people say, "Oh, it's so hard because like everyone's different. Why don't you mix the shade?" No, there should be something for everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, I think definitely, like, I don't know, in terms of like benefiting from it and like the privileges gained with it, I think that's definitely like also very apparent in Peru. Like, I think, like, I don't know, sometimes, like, I think, like, for some reason why I was, like, able to, I guess, like, succeed in certain areas is because, like, I don't know, like, I'm like, the diversity token, or, like, black, or, like, black mix, but, like, not really, so it's, like, that's how people perceived me. So...
And also, like, a lot to do with, like, prejudice. Like, I know, like, there are some girls, like, people are like, "Oh, they're loud. Oh, they're..." Like, I'm louder than them, or just as loud.
Yeah.
But just because, like, literally the color of their skin, they're being called out more than I am, or they know I'll bite their damn head off. But...
Also, like, I don't know. Like, there's also definitely, like, prejudices in the way that, like, people talk. Like... I don't know, like, I feel like I talk whatever, like, white or whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. When I was at SDLC, this is, like, my favorite, most tragic story to tell. So, we broke out into affinity groups, and I literally had a crisis. I was like, do I go to, like, the indigenous one, because, like, my dad, and he always, like, talked about, like, being Native American and this and that, or do I go to, like, the black affinity group, or do I go to, like, a multicultural one, or this or that? And so I ended up, like, going to the black affinity group, because I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, like, this will be fun, whatever. The minute I sit down at one of the tables, this guy turns to me and says, "What are you doing here? You're light-skinned." And I was like, do I get up and leave? Like, I don't know, just even like within a space that's like supposed to be, I don't know, like nurturing and like comforting to be around people who are like the same or similar to you, like they're even prejudiced like within that.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was interesting because it's like kind of reverse. Like white people say like, oh, we're gonna give somebody a seat at the table. But like by giving somebody a seat at the table, that shows like ownership of the table. Like you're saying, oh, you can come here and you can sit, you know? And I don't know, like it was kind of like a reverse. Like this guy, he was like, I own this table. And like you're like, what are you doing here? And it was someone like of the same race. It was interesting. I don't know.
We'll make sure to like attach some resources to like, because like we can like explain it more so from like personal experience, but like there are good resources to show you about like statistical data about like what this all means and what colorism is exactly and how it like plays more of a role
in society. Like the larger picture, not just like with us.
Yeah.
Because we can only speak from the I perspective.
Yeah, and also like we both do kind of benefit from colorism. So yeah, we can't like speak on the full issue, but
we should do an experiment. Like we should ask like, what do you think when you see like this person, like, and just have like a picture of somebody who's like light skinned and like pretty and whatever, and like have a picture of like a dark skinned man or whatever, and like who do you think is richer, and stuff like that.
Hi guys, we're back. So we were just watching our video and realized that we didn't have a very concrete or non-awkward ending to this video.
So here's another awkward ending for you.
Exactly. But in all seriousness, we hope that you guys learned a little bit more about race, ethnicity, and colorism. And
we will see you next week.
Exactly.
Bye.
Bye.